go ahead and jog. If I jog, my phone is gonna flip up, and I won't be able to hold it. It's because my fan is right there, so I can't put my phone in there. Yeah, I'll catch you. All right. Just call me on the other phone. Yeah, I hit 10,000 earlier today, so that's why I said you can go ahead. I just heard it. You just called. I just heard it. Well, I felt it. It's on vibration. All right. We're gonna stretch over there when we're done. Hello. Yeah, almost finished. Hey there, I thought that was you. How are you? Good. You guys hear that helicopter in the distance? And I know you hear the cicadas. I know you hear the cicadas, but there's a helicopter in the distance. I don't know about where you are, but they sound a lot closer than they are when they're overhead. Yeah, watch her next video. Watch her next video. You see what I'm doing, right? Watch her next video. I'm gonna call you. I'll text you. You can keep going. I'll catch up. Yeah, you see what I'm doing on here, right? All right, I'm gonna text you to watch that next video. I'm just switching up. Hey Donna, how you doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome to in everyone. I'm coming in since I'm going to go get your cornbread out of. Oh, Donna, cornbread. Oh my gosh, Donna, you know what? Get your cornbread, sis. Get your cornbread, cause we want to make sure that cornbread is right. Look, let me tell you, I'm old school. I love some good old cornbread and some milk. I love that. I love it, love it, love it. If you guys hear this live replay, try you some cornbread and milk. Better yet, some milk and bread, okay? A lot of you probably don't know anything about that, but try you some milk and bread. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. Before starting any workout regimen, please contact your primary care provider. Yes, yes, yes. I haven't said it because it hasn't been a lot of people in the chat. Everybody's just been kind of hanging out with me. So they've been coming in, going out, but I appreciate them. And I definitely appreciate you, my moderator. Yep, they've been coming in and out, going, and I appreciate that. I'm giving everything I got to finish this meal. I'm struggling hard. Are you feeling better? What did they give you? Did they give you anything yesterday? I hope you're feeling better. I hope they gave you something. The best thing to do when you're not feeling good is to just move around. But look, get your rest too. Get your rest too. Okay, amoxicillin and pain. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Did they test you? Amoxicillin is a good one for just across the board. It's definitely a good one for strep. But I was still curious to know if they tested you. Okay, I got you. I got you. That's why I tell people, we got to try and be as careful as possible. And sometimes it just happens. You don't expect it. You don't really know anything you've been doing. Probably hadn't really been out in the community a lot. It only takes contact with one person. It only takes coming in contact with one person. It's got to run its course. Yeah, yeah, it does. Because it's a influenza. But those amoxicillin will help to prevent you from getting a secondary bacterial infection. So that's good. Oh, okay, okay. I got you. I got you. Yeah. So you should start to feel better. Keep drinking plenty of fluids. Keep taking your meds as ordered. Um, keep monitoring your temp and taking your meds regarding that as ordered. And you'll be good soon. You'll be good soon. I hope that you guys, when you catch this live replay, that you are being encouraged by watching my legs move. Look at the legs move. Okay, watch the legs move. Look at these legs and feet move. All right? Look at them move. And hopefully that encourages you to get up and to keep moving consistently for 30 minutes, at least 5 days per week. Okay? At least 5 days per week. That way, strive for 5. Strive for 5. In case you miss a day or two, at least you've gotten 3 days done. I'm just looking at these pecans, you guys. The pecan tree. Remember the pecan tree we went by? I don't know if you guys can see it, but there are some pecans. And they'll be ready next month. Those pecans will be ripe maybe by the end of this month. But they'll definitely be ready in September. I was feeling better earlier. Now that the evening is here. Oh, okay, I'm feeling bad again. This headache is still. Okay. Hopefully that whatever pain medicine he gave you should help with that. Should help with the headache as well. And as Donna reminded you earlier, before starting, restarting, or even stopping any exercise plan, routine, regimen, please contact your primary health care provider. Okay? Let all the people in your lives know as far as your medical team. Right? Your primary health care provider, meaning your doctor, your general practitioner, your CRNP, your certified registered nurse practitioner, okay, your physician's assistant, occupational therapist, physical therapist, weight trainer, your fitness trainer, your fitness coach, your nutritionist, okay? And your family. And your family. Y'all, I was trying to dodge something and end up stumbling. It is what it is. As long as I didn't stumble and fall to give y'all something to laugh about. As long as I didn't stumble and fall and give y'all something to laugh about, right? But look, like my parents used to tell us, if you fall and you're not hurt, then you can laugh about it, okay? If you fall and you get up and you're not hurt, then you can laugh about it. It's easier for you to laugh about it. Everybody else is probably laughing when you fall. Everybody else is probably laughing when you fall. But as long as you're not hurt, you can laugh about it. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes as the day goes on, you might have to go ahead and take you something. And hopefully it'll start to fade away before you know it. It'll start to fade away before you know it. So hopefully it'll start to fade away before you know it. Y'all know I don't like muting, but sometimes some of these cars come through here and it doesn't matter. I'm surprised you can't hear them through the mute. Some people just have their systems up so loud. So loud. I'm surprised you can't hear them through the mute. And it's like they really don't believe that impacts their ears. They really don't believe that impacts their hearing, rather. Their ears by way of their hearing. You continue to do that and do that and do that. Okay? 10, 20 years later, you'll start to wonder why your TV is always up so loud. Okay? I used to live with somebody and I was like, years ago, I was like, why is your TV up so loud? Like, why is this particular TV up so loud? But you couldn't tell them anything, right? You couldn't tell them anything. They had been listening to all that loud music for years. And you know, when people are in denial or they don't want to hear the possible I told you so, or not even the I told you so, but they don't want to hear that maybe something people told them not to do, they should not have done it. Like, it shouldn't take anybody to tell you not to blast your music that loud. It's almost like they love to hear that vibration off their eardrums. You're not doing yourself any favors, okay? You're not doing yourself any favors. I play my TV loud and my TV is up loud. See, some people, okay, when you're younger, some people just like that. It's like going to the movies or something. You know, it's like that loud effect. But some people, as they get into their middle years, they don't realize that the reason their TV is up so loud is because all those other years when they were younger have had an impact on their hearing, on their ability of their eardrum and everything to transport sound. And so they don't think it's as loud as it is, but it's like blasting. But see, you, Donna, you said you know that yours is loud. So maybe you just still like loud sounds. You know, maybe you still like for your shows to be, your TV and stuff to be up loud. My stereo in my car, it be bumping. I have an amp in my car. See, when I was growing up, I would hear, because it's just like each generation thinks that they're the new ones to do something. It's not that you're the new ones or we're the new ones or they were the new ones. It's just that the technology advanced more. So when my parents and aunties and uncles said, you better stop having that music that loud, I paid attention. I paid attention because I like for things to be quiet anyway. So I like to be able to hear when something, I just like for things to be quiet. And so the TV, I'm like, as long as I can hear what's being said, I don't need the TV to be blasting because I want to be able to hear the rest of my surrounding as well. The radio, if we're at an event, that's different. But like at home, I don't want it to be loud. And there's some people I know, friends and stuff, family, if you turn the TV down, they're like, I can't hear it. Like they say, I'm like, what you said means that probably you've been blasting that stuff all your life. And so now in order for it to sound normal to them, it has to sound loud as heck to everybody else. But some people do say that they just like that. They like the loud TV and the loud radio. But it's like, especially if someone suffers from headaches, I don't see how they can stand it. Because I used to tell a friend of mine, I'm like, turn that radio down. Maybe you'll notice a decrease in, maybe it won't bother you so much. But he used to love to blast that music. And when certain people get in the car with him, he'd be like, oh, crap. Because he's like, that is too loud. Like, your neighbor don't need to know what's coming out of Snoop Dogg's mouth. We used to fuss at him so much. He used to be like, y'all get out of here. Just get out of here. My brothers always had systems in their cars. I like it. Yeah, and see, my brothers and uncles, especially my uncles, I had like nine immediate uncles. And that's on one side, on my mother's side. Then I had uncles on my father's side, and I'm like, It was a couple of them, they didn't like it either. But when it came to the other ones, I'd be like, I don't want you taking me nowhere, because I don't want my hearing to be. I don't want to be at the ENT talking about my hearing is like this or that because of that loud music. I don't want it. I'm like, you don't need to play that music like that unless we're having a yard party or a house party or something. Just to go to the grocery store, can you not hear what he's saying? Girl, they used to get on my nerves. They used to get on my nerves. And I had one auntie that she liked it, but she was in college at the time. We were young and we were little. She was in college. So she used to like to do it because, she was a college chick. She and her friends would go out. And of course, what gets the attention? The music. So she would do it. She would blast the music. And so I sit in my garage and blast mine because me and my neighbor go back and forth. I can't. I remember you said that. I remember you said you can't stand them. I can hear excellent what I want to hear. I just can't hear. I just can't see. I have 4 pair of glasses. See, I'm trying to keep all of them intact. It's kind of like exercising. You can't stop any and everything from happening, but hopefully you'll be able to bounce back if you're active. If you're normally active, you catch a cold, God forbid, or whatever. Hopefully you can bounce back quicker. So you never know when it's gonna hit that we start hearing that those nerve fibers that die off in your eardrums. That funny sharp sound. A lot of people don't know what that means. They just think sometimes they hear that little sharp sound in their ear. You better ask the ENT what that means. You better ask your ear, nose, and throat doctor. You can ask your regular doctor, but your ear, nose, and throat doctor, they'll tell you. Every now and again you hear that funny in your ear. They'll tell you what's going on. And the louder you have things, probably the more prone you're gonna have that at some point. I'm just like, I don't know. I never liked loud. Maybe it's because of the way our parents raised us. They was like, enough of anything is just enough. And so, to keep confusion down. And most of our neighbors were like that too. Like the homeowners association, they were like, we have a facility here. If you want to have a party or whatever, here's where we have the party. Girl, they would call out and they would give people a ticket ordinance in the New York second. If they had to call somebody, they give someone a ticket ordinance in the New York second. And I was like, whew. So I didn't really get to hear it loud until I was like with my uncles or certain friends, of course, in high school. You're out at the skating rink, you're out at the movies and things like that. Donna says, I hear ringing in my ears quite, okay, I'm telling you, if you hear that, you may be hearing perfectly. But if you hear that, you might want to cut down on come down a few octaves on the things that you listen to. And if you just gotta have it loud, just try to come down a couple of octaves. Because a lot of people truly don't realize when they say it's loud, they don't realize how loud it is to maybe 2 or 3 other average people. See, if you ask somebody else who listens to loud stuff too, they're gonna think the same way you think. But if you ask 2 or 3 other people who maybe don't listen to loud stuff like that, they'll give you a better idea of how loud it really is. But if you're hearing it every so often, now everybody hears it from time to time. But like my ENT says, if you start hearing that, you need to cut back on the sounds. And he was like, but you can't tell these young guys and girls anything bumping this loud music. He was like, you can't tell them. He said, it's kind of like trying to convince them about walking with sagging pants. When you're walking with sagging pants, no matter how cute or in style you think it is, when you're walking like that, guess where the pressure is going? On your hip and knee joints. And most every American will experience some form of arthritis. Some people early, but in their 40s, 50s, they'll start to feel those aching. It may be mild, could be moderate, and you may not feel it yet. But most people at some point get a feel some type of osteoarthritis. And if you're walking, keeping those pants up, you know how they have to sway side to side, just throwing the hip joint in a way it really shouldn't be. And then some people have been doing that for years. The knees, it impacts the knee joints. Or, like, for some reason, some people have this obsession with bow-leggedness, and they want to be bow-legged. I'm like, do you know that people with bow legs, oftentimes, who was an example? George Bush, our former president, George W. Bush. He is so bow-legged when he would run. And you know, for some reason, it's I don't know, some people like the weirdest things. Some people like the idea of having bow legs. Well, have you seen babies born with legs so bow they have to put them in brace? Because your legs really shouldn't be that bow. They shouldn't be that bow, because it puts more pressure on your joints to hold you up. It puts more pressure on your joints to hold you up. Same thing with the pants. But like my ENT doctor was telling me, he said, telling people about loud stuff, he said it goes in one ear, not the other. And he says, just like telling people about pull your pants up, in one ear, not the other. And he was like, it's just gonna take them years of doing it to realize why we were saying not to do that. It's not healthy on your joints. That cricket, yeah, me too. I'm always on the phone with HAO on his. Donna, you be on the phone with the AHO? I love that cricket sound, and I don't know why I always laugh when I hear it. I know it's so funny. I think it's just it just lets you know too that the day is winding down. And for some people, it probably, it's funny how the strangest things can put you in a relaxed mode. Thank you, Donna. Watch the legs move, okay? Watch the legs move. We hope it gets you up and motivates you to move your own, okay? And we haven't told you in this live yet, but how can you move consistently for 30 minutes each day? You can walk, as you see me doing, okay? You can ride your bike, your stationary bike. You can ride your bike in the neighborhood. You can walk around the biggest room of your house or every room of your house. You can walk around the outside of your house. I know that it's hot, so stay close to home. Walk around, do a few laps around your house so that you can go right back in. You can get up and just simply dance, okay? You can go swimming. You can go jogging. You can sprint. You can run. You can jump rope, okay? There are so many things you can do. You can do some lunges, okay? Get that heart rate up and then go into just a regular walk. Lunge is a part of your warm-up, okay? We want to make sure that we do it. We start how we finish. We finish how we start. You want to warm up, okay? During your warm-up, you want to stretch. So when you finish, what do you want to do? You want to stretch. You want to start how you finish. You want to start how you finish. During the warm-up, you want to stretch, okay? Go into your warm-up, go into your routine, cool down, and finish by what? Stretching again. Stretching again. And if you have to, if you feel the need to, sometimes those muscles get a little, even while you're working out, they start to feel a little stiff, like a little lactic acid is building up. What do you want to do? Stretch. You can stretch in the middle of the workout, okay? Stretch during the middle. If you start to feel for some reason that you're stiffening up, maybe your warm-up wasn't quite long enough, or maybe you've been having an intense workout. So stretch during the workout, finish your workout, cool down, and stretch again. We think of the word radar, R-A-D-A-R, right? Stretch, warm up, work out, cool down, and stretch. Start with R, end with R. Start with stretching, end with stretching. That's what we want to do. You guys know what I think of exercise as over here. My warm-up is my entree. My workout is my warm-up is my appetizer. What am I talking about? That's what happens when I start being nosy. My warm-up is my appetizer, my workout is my entree, and my cool down is my dessert. Okay? And I come on here and I get to have 2 desserts because I cool down with you guys as well. We just network. We walk and talk. We walk and talk. If you can walk and talk, that's great. But it's not crucial to talk, okay? It's not crucial to talk. Just get your walk in. Get your walking done. Get your cardiovascular activity done. Okay? And hopefully it will start to, the more you do it, the more you'll want to do it, the better you'll feel. Okay? Hopefully that endurance starts to get better. Stamina gets better. Okay, you release some stress. Your body will start to send out those hormones, those endorphins, those feel-good hormones. That's what exercising does. It helps to release those endorphins. I need to I need to patent that sound and make an app. It's it is a nice sound. You can listen on here, Donna. You can find some people have those crickets and the cicadas and birds and stuff like that. Some people have them. I walk a lot. My Fitbit always gives me an award. Yes. Yep. I know after 10,000 steps, I usually get an award, but I don't know when the next one comes because usually after I hit 10, I turn it off or I take it off. But you know what? It probably gives like 10,000. Probably gives an award at 10,000, maybe 15 or 20, 30, something like that. Because if you hit 30, you're probably like a doctor, in the medical field or something. If you hit 30. Yes, let's support one another. If you're enjoying the live, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Yes, there are so many ways to support. Okay, the thumbs up. Y'all know I don't fuss about the thumbs up. Okay, but I appreciate them because they motivate. And that's what we're about, supporting and motivating each other. But I'm not gonna fuss at you about them. Okay, I know sometimes people fuss about them because they help, but there are so many other ways to help. If you haven't subscribed, you can help by subscribing. Once you subscribe, don't just subscribe, tap my doorbell, better known as the notification bell, so that you'll be notified every time I upload a short or do a live walking, talking Lions Pride. Okay? Very, very rarely do I upload videos. So that's 3 ways. Hitting that like button, subscribing if you haven't. Once you subscribe, tap always. Okay? Leave a comment if you would like. And if you don't want to do any of those and you want to take your time and subscribe a little bit later, hey, just being here for a few seconds or a few minutes helps. It all helps. But when you do 2, 3, 4 of those things, it really helps a lot. It really helps a lot. In the summer, I can't stand my Fitbit on my arm. Yeah, it does. It gets hot. The more you're moving. Is it because it starts to sweat, Donna, or do you just not like the feel of it? Is it because of the sweating, or do you just not like the feel of it? Because it can be constrictive. Even if it's not real hot, it can be constrictive. So has it been 30 minutes? Oh, the feeling of it, yeah. Yeah, it's funny how certain things you just don't like the feel of. Like, I love caps. I love wearing caps, like baseball caps. But I don't like the way they feel after a while. I like the way they feel, don't get me wrong, but like after a while, they start to feel tight. And I can't stand anything tight on my head for too long. So, yeah, I can't stand things tight on my head for too long. That's why I don't like braids. I like braids, but I'm not like the person to have braids all the time because I don't like the tightness. Yeah, I don't like the tightness. I like the bucket hats, baseball caps as well. Yeah, I love baseball caps. Baseball caps are my favorite. Really, baseball caps are pretty much the only cap I like. Well, in the summer when I'm at the beach, of course, the beach hats are really cute, especially depending on the swimsuit that you have on. They're really cute. So I need to go back to the beach while it's still warm. It'll be warm throughout September. And now that school is starting, people are going back to school. The beaches won't be as crowded. So this is a good time to go to the beach. Yep, this is a great time to go to the beach. A lot of schools have already restarted. And those that haven't will start at some point this month. So September is a great time to go to the beach. It's not so crowded. I don't mind the crowds at the beach, but lately, something's kind of been on the rise. So I want to try to kind of wait until the crowd lessens. Wait until the crowd lessens. My friend likes those bucket hats too, Donna. She loves those. She loves a bucket hat. She likes all kinds of hats. She likes like the what do you call those old school caps? She'll even wear a look if it's cute enough and it matches the outfit. She don't care if it's in style. She'll even wear a Kango. She'll even wear a Kango style type hat, cap or hat. Yes, them braids used to hurt me. One time I had micro braids. I had them for 2 days. I paid $250. Okay, I didn't care. I wanted them out. Right, right. And see, that's my thing. I don't want to. I'm very, very, very tender-headed. For one, so just getting those braids is like, oh my gosh, it's horrible. I can remember when we just wore our hair braided, just the natural hair braided. I used to be all up under the table. My mom, my grandmom, and my cousins, whoever was doing my braids, they would be like, oh my gosh. I would be all under the table because I was just so tender-headed. Like, I didn't want them to touch my hair with the comb. I didn't want them to touch it. And then to put those tight braids in there, man, I started taking them down. I would take them down. My sisters and my cousins, they would leave theirs up for a while. I would have to take those braids down. And that was just regular braids. And I like them, but too tender-headed. But, and when we were little, it wasn't no take Tylenol and all that for your braids. but my mom would just loosen them. She would take them loose and redo them, or whichever area felt a little tight. Because my cousins, oh my gosh, they used to braid the heck out of you. The braids used to be so tight. And I used to have to say off the rip, don't braid my hair that tight. Do not braid my hair that tight. So I've never been one to really, deal with the braids. I wear a lot of fedoras. Really? She likes those. She likes those. Now I like the corals. Remember them? I would get it. Yeah, get it up in the updo. Yep, yeah. Cause some of them are some of them, it depends on the braider. You got some people like my little niece. She was talking about, I braid your hair, auntie. I said, girl, you can't braid my hair not if you're gonna be not tight as you be braiding people's hair. And she looked at me like, really, auntie? I'm like, girl, I am tender-headed. I cannot stand it. And see, I'm like you, Donna. Now, she wouldn't charge me $250, but I still wouldn't want to just take it down. If she puts it up and it's too tight, it's like the next day or two, I'm taking it down. I'll be taking it down. And so to go and pay somebody to do it, I end up taking it down because now there are a few people who do exactly what you say. Going to some braiders are like going to or just any other hairstylist. They want to do what they want to do. They want to do what they want to do. You ask them to do it a certain way or not to do it a certain way. Or if you say how much are you going to cut and they show you, about half an inch or maybe an inch. Next thing you know, they're cutting like 2 inches. And you're like, that ain't no, they do that first cut and you're like, that ain't no half an inch. That's not an inch. Oh, well, they split a little bit. No, you knew that the first time I asked you. Do not cut any more than you told me. But that's why I always tell everybody I know, you go to a beautician, never let her keep you away from the mirror. Never let her keep you turned away from the mirror. I don't care what her excuse is. Never let her turn you away from the mirror. Not when she pulls out the scissors, especially. Never let her keep you turned away from the mirror the majority of the time for anything, the style and all that. Because they'll start on the style and you may not like it, but you really can't see it until they're almost done. When they kind of swirl you around, I'm like, I always ask them, well, let me see. What you doing? What you doing now? Let me see. Because people do what they want to do. You can tell them something, they still do what they want to do. My micros, I always went to the Africans to be two braiders. Yep, get it, just get it, knock it on out quicker. My second husband was so mad when I took them down. There was a headache out of this world. Okay, nobody wants that headache like that. And then it's like, my thing is, you gotta take medicine. You gotta take pain medicine because you got braids. That's too much. That's too much. And you got some people willing to do it. I mean, I guess the price of beauty or whatever, but comfort, 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 comfort. Forget that talking about the price of beauty. Give me some comfort. I'm not turning my back on nobody, okay? Not no hairdresser, nobody. Okay? Or I saw two women, like, oh my gosh, they did not fight. But the only reason they didn't fight is because they kept them apart. Like the other workers in the shop, the other hairdressers, and some of the patrons even, they had to keep them apart because this lady had so much hair. She had a lot of hair, right? And so she went, and the sad part about it is that lady knew better because they were basically friendly. They were church members. You know, they both went to the same church. But see, you never know who has a spiteful eye on you, you know? Her hair was so good, and she had a lot of hair. And it was back, we were little. My siblings and I, we were little. So these were the days where people were getting rid of the Jerry curls. And some people, you know, maybe they, you know, you get what you want. But some people had seemed like their hair was better without even getting all that stuff. So that's how her hair was. She had really nice texture hair, curly, floppy looking, you know, just those locky like curls. And so she went to the hairdresser because she trusted her. They were church members. They belonged to the same church. They sang in the same choirs. So she asked her, if I can remember, she asked a couple of times to let her see, but she was like, just don't be cutting all my hair. And you know, me looking back, I'm wondering, like, when she first started cutting it, like why she didn't see what was, you know, falling down, like why she didn't see the length of it as it dropped to the floor or as it was on the floor. But I think, however she was cutting it, she definitely she kept her turned away from the mirror. And I guess the rest, like when it fell from the sides or whatever, she just wasn't paying attention. So when she got done, she turned her around to the mirror and she went off. Cause she had cut she had cut so much of her hair. She had cut her hair down to like a fro, to like maybe, I don't want to lie and say how many inches it was, but it was a fro. And she had done, the curls were beautiful because it was her hair. The curls were beautiful. But the thing about it is, I'm like, how could she not know? Because I was little, but I was little enough to rationalize. I'm like, how could she not know how much she was cutting? And the people in the, you know what? Sometimes people just don't want to get in other people's business. But one of the ladies in the shop that was getting her hair done too, she said she just looked at her when she came in, she knew her. And she was like, why are you getting your hair cut off your head? And when she said that, that's when the lady in the chair, my mom's friend, was like, turn me to the mirror. Girl, she turned her to the mirror. She jumped, she said, she went off and she jumped out that chair and lunged. She got a hold to her, but they got on them so fast and got them apart till, I was like, you know how somebody says, oh, when I see you, they said, oh, when I see you. And I was like, oh my gosh, because they go to church together. Yeah, she did. Yeah. I'm like, they go to church together. But she was like, so everybody in the shop, and so all those people in the shop, and everybody was like, why did it take somebody to come in who knew you? Because there was a couple of other people in the shop who knew her too. And they were just looking. And however it went down, they said that, yeah, she didn't know that she was cutting that much because of how she had her position. And when she cut it, you know, some people cut and they just let it fall. They said she didn't cut and let it fall. She cut the back, I guess, and then let it fall, but she cut it and took it away. Like I think she was cutting and then maybe put it in her pocket or something to throw away or whatever. And I don't like that, cutting and putting it in somebody's pocket. What are you doing that for? But I think that's what it was. She would cut it and she wouldn't let it drop. So that was the thing. I remember now, she would cut it and she wouldn't let it drop. So she knew absolutely what she was doing. I don't know if she thought that she was going to cut that lady's hair and then, I know she don't want me to cut it like this, but I'm going to cut it like this anyway, and then she's going to be happy with the outcome. You know how sometimes people will do stupid stuff like that. You'll tell them what you want, how you want it, and how you don't want it, and then they'll still do it the way they want to do it anyway. A lot of beauticians are like that. A lot of beauticians are like that. And sometimes people see people and they wonder, why don't they go to get their hair done? Like, why do they just do their hair? Because a lot of times people have trust issues. And there's no knock against any good beautician, but a lot of times people won't go to a beautician because they're not trustworthy. And I'm not talking about all beauticians. I'm saying those that select, there's always a few apples in the bunch. I'm talking about those who you tell them what you want. Okay, it's their job to let you know if your hair can sustain that or if that's good for your hair. Okay, bet. That's fine. But when it comes to cutting someone's hair, even if someone's hair is split halfway, the shaft, if they say don't cut, only cut an inch, you should only cut an inch. I mean, because that's on them. That's their hair. That's on them. That's their hair. You may be feeling like it needs to be cut, closer to the scalp, or more needs to be cut in order for it to flourish and grow. But listen, when someone pays you to do their hair, yes, you're supposed to give them professional advice and let them know. But if they say, well, I understand that, but don't cut my hair, then don't cut their hair. Like, don't cut their hair. Don't cut their hair. So, yeah, she turned her around and she was livid. She was livid. So, that's a good topic. Dealing with people who do things the way they want to do. Like, regardless of what you tell them, they do the way they want to do anyway. It's just, oh my gosh, dealing with people like that is just a headache. Dealing with people like that is just a headache. If you say, it could be something like, you want to go and get your car repainted. Okay, you want a certain type of blue. You show them in the book or whatever, what blue you want. And they're like, okay, bet, but I think you probably would like this better because, they're going to give you their opinion about why it should be a different blue, maybe how it'll look in the summertime, maybe, how it'll look when it gets cold. And so you're like, nah, it's just another color too, but that's not the color I want. So I want the color that I want. So you go back in a couple of weeks to pick up your car, and that person has the person who painted your car has used the paint that he chose instead of the paint that you chose. That kind of stuff right there. See, that's the kind of stuff that makes a person go off. It sends a person off. And people will say, well, it's just an inanimate object. But it's his inanimate object. He paid for it. He asked for whatever type blue, and he told you discussed this. Sign the papers, this, he's going to get this. And then he comes to pick his car up, and it's a totally different blue because of what you thought would look good. Now, if you do what he asked and it doesn't look like he wants it to look, guess what? Your hands are off at that point. You can maybe repaint it if he's want to pay for that. But, but if it's something that he chose and you did it and it didn't turn out right, or it didn't turn out how he thought it would, then that's on him. That's on him. So I hate dealing with people like that in business. When you ask them for something or to have something a certain way, and they want to tell you their way. I'm like, if my way wasn't an option, then it wouldn't be an option. But I'm asking you to do something the way I asked. Do it the way I asked. See, that kind of stuff right there make you snap. I'm back. I had to take some medicine. Okay. So, yeah. So, I can't, that was talking about beauticians and stuff. It's not just beauticians. Because, most of them try to do what you ask them to do. But I can't stand a beautician who was, like, just going to do to your hair what they want to do. I can't stand that. Because you leave there unsatisfied. And then if they do what you ask them to do, you can tell if they did it, half-ass did it because they didn't want to do it, as opposed to, there are some things like I knew a beautician once. She didn't like to use gel, right? She didn't like to use gel, and so this was another situation where we were young, and they would do the French rolls, right? So why would you want to just go get a natural French roll? I mean, some people may do that for versatility to take it down and put it back up. But if that's the case, you could do your own French roll, you know? So this lady was getting her hair done, getting her hair relaxed, getting a touch up. And she wanted a French roll, but she wanted it gelled. And so when she started to do the French roll, she was like, "You're not putting any gel. You're not gelling it down. I want it to last for at least like a week." Oh, if you gel it, you're gonna have to wash it soon to take it down. If I put it up like this, then you can just take it down and wear it however else you want. And I was just looking like I was a teenager by then. And the lady was looking like, she said, "No, I'm getting my hair done. You know how to use gel, don't you?" She said, "Oh yeah, I know how to do it." Well, put my French roll up and use gel. And y'all, oh my gosh, it was just like she did not want to do it because that's the way she would have done her hair. And that's what she said. Well, when I do my French rolls, I don't use gel on my hair because the next day I might want to take it down and wear it down. And the lady was like, "That's you. Don't tell me what you do. Don't tell me what." I'm like, "That's you. I came here for a service." So I can't stand people that do that. I can't stand people that do that. They know how to do a service, and there are various ways to do the service. And you ask them for way number one, and they want to do it way number two without your permission. You ask them for way number three, and they want to do way number four without your permission. I can't stand that. And my thing is, it's the lady's hair. She wants a French roll. If she wants it to be gelled so it'll last longer, that's within your scope. Put the gel on it and let it last longer. It's her hair. It's her hair. Like, she probably doesn't want it to come down soon. Donna says, "I never liked them French rolls. They make you look like an old woman." But see, this was back in the time we were kids. Like, so this was the time when they were in. Like, everybody was wearing a French roll. And that was the whole reason for her wanting the gel in it. She was like, she wanted it to stay up a while. Everybody was doing the French rolls with the little funny, different little cute styles in the front. Some people would just have it all gelled into a French roll, but a lot of people would put pin curls, or they would just do a lot of stuff, or they would have curly bunches in the front, curls falling all around her. They would just do a lot of different stuff with their French rolls. And so my thing is, if she asked you to do it and she told you she wanted gel, you should have just told her, "I don't like to do," because that's what it was. She didn't like to do them with gel because she didn't do her own with gel. So it got me to thinking, like, is it that you don't like to do them with gel, or can you not do it? Because it was like one of the easiest hairstyles ever. The French roll was like one of the easiest hairstyles ever. You just slap the gel on there. You just slap the gel on there. You start from the bottom and you French roll it up. And you tighten it and keep it, tight and neat and cute. And you sit under the dryer. And so if you didn't have gel on it, of course it was going to get what? It was going to pull. The hair was going to start flying. The hair would fly. You would have flyaways. She didn't want flyaways. So she started to tell the lady. And so guess what I did? I left because I can't remember what I wanted done. I didn't want a French roll. But when she did that, and that lady got the French roll without the gel because she was getting mad. And I think she started to think maybe the way I would think. Well, she doesn't want to even do the French roll with the gel, so if she does it, it's not going to look right. So that's how I would have thought. And so she went ahead and just got the plain French roll and then had to go and pay somebody else to do her French roll. I'm like, if it's within your scope, your job scope, your practice, do what they ask for. That's what they're paying for. Now, if you do something and the way they ask and it turns out and they don't like it and you did it right, then that's on them. That's just like I said earlier. If you go to a guy that paints cars and you say you want patch paint blue, and it's gonna be, I think patch paint 3 will be better because in the summertime it's gonna shine brighter, in the wintertime it's gonna look like a nice faded blue. And you go pick up your car and he used the patch that he thought was better on your car, you're gonna be mad as HE double hockey sticks. You're gonna be mad as HE double hockey sticks. Yep, she could have. A lot of people used to use that wax. Yep. But my thing is, do what the person asks. Like, picture yourself at a salon, a beauty shop, and they say on the walls they can do this, 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 this. Do what somebody asks you to do. And if you don't do that service, or if you don't like to use gel, or you don't like to use jam, or you don't like to use wax, then say, hey, I don't like to do those. Because my thing is, if you're a beautician, why don't you? Some people just aren't good at things, you know? Like nurses, certain nurses are good at other parts of nursing and they're not good at all parts of nursing. You know, some doctors specialize in surgery, they're surgeons. Some doctors don't do surgery, they're just regular doctors. So if you just can't do it, just say, hey, I don't do those. My partner does those. See, a lot of times they'll know somebody else in the shop who does it, but they don't want to give them the referral because then they're not going to get the money. Because my thing is, do what I ask for. If I'm paying you, do what I ask for. Don't tell me what you like. Don't tell me what the other person likes. Don't tell me what everybody normally gets. Just do what I ask for. And then that way, if she did what she asked for, she's not satisfied, guess what? Her hands are off because she did what she asked. As long as she did it right. You know, as long as you did do it right. So that was just kind of like, it kind of reminds me of the car situation. I knew somebody wanted their car painted. And this guy just kept saying, nah, I think it'll look better. And I'm thinking like, that's your car though. Like, you know what you want. Now, if you get the car painted and you end up feeling like he was right, guess what? You can get it painted again, but that's your car. Because what if you do what he says and you don't like it? See, I would much rather do something that I want to do and I end up not liking it than doing what somebody else told me to do and I don't like it. Put the hair in the French roll and put the wax on the side and use the Marcel's to flatten it down. Now I can lay my own hair. Yes, and that's a good thing when people can do their own hair. Because that's my thing. If I ask you to do something to my hair, I don't want you to do what the 3 people before me had, the way they did it. I want you to do it the way I asked you to do it. And if you don't like to use whatever product, like she said, I'm thinking she didn't like to use gel for whatever reason. But hell, once she put the gel on there and put her under the dryer, those French rolls were tight. They were straight. So I guess she just didn't like it. She didn't like to use it because she didn't use it. She said she didn't use gel in her own hair when she did her own French roll. Well, baby girl, that's you. We're not paying for you today. You're paying for your customers paying. So whenever you do something different than what they asked, then some people, you know, people wonder why people got so sue happy back in the day. Because sometimes you just made people so mad. You know, you burned them up by doing something that you didn't ask them, that they didn't ask you. You didn't ask them to do that and they do it. That just grinds some people's gears. And a lot of times people be ready to fight behind that kind of stuff. Your hair looks good. Your hair always looks nice to me, Donna. I know you know, but it looks like when you're in your shorts and stuff, it looks nice. But again, I know you know what it's always been like. So I get what you're saying. Yep, I get what you're saying. But I just never knew why people would they always, if you want to do something one way. Now if I ask your opinion, should I get this or should I get that? That's one thing. But if I go in for a service, my car, I want you to make a dress for me or something, to a seamstress that knows, do it the way I want it. Do it the way the pattern calls for it to be done. Because that's why I got that particular pattern. I want it done that way. So that's what I loved about my mom. She didn't have to have a pattern. People could come and tell her what they wanted, and she would make it. And I don't remember anybody ever not being satisfied. Like she was a seamstress, and people could come and tell her what they wanted, and they never said that. At least they never complained. And she never had a falling out behind it with anybody she made clothes for. Because she always did what they asked. She said, because if you do what they ask and it doesn't turn out right, then your hands are off of it, even though you did it. If you did it and you did it right. Now, sometimes you say you did what they asked, but you didn't do it right. So that's different. That's different. And people are human. Sometimes people don't get something right and they have to redo it or alter it, but usually even if you don't agree with it, if you provide a service, if you do what they ask Then once you do it, your hands are clean. But that's around the time when people started, the mid-90s, people started suing like crazy. They'll sue for anything. That's when they start having the Judge Judy, Judge Joe Browns, and all of them. They coming in there, they were suing behind nails and everything. Let's see, remember the hair books? When we go to the salon, pick your style. And a good beautician could make it look just like the book. Yep. In the 90s, I wore my hair cut in the Halle Berry style. You did? I bet that was cute. I bet that was nice. A lot of people have that where they could just wear their hair. Yes, Donna. Like some of the celebrities would have the certain hairstyles. Some people would get it and it wouldn't look right, but some people would get it and it would be bomb. It would look good, so good. And you used to could just pick those books up and say you want this or you want that. And they do it. They do it. And again, if they couldn't do it, they at least say, well, hey, I can't do it. But the girl in the shop down the street, she specializes in it. Or my partner, she's off today, but you can book with her and she'll do it. Like, I would never have a problem giving somebody else the appointment. So a lot of times people know that they can't do certain things, but they don't want to lose the money. They don't want to lose the appointment. So it's been an hour, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Thank you, Donna, for dropping in the chat and talking and chatting with me, having conversation. Everybody was coming through today and they was just hanging out, so I appreciate you guys too. The ones who didn't say anything, because again, if you watched for a few minutes, guess what? There was a view that you didn't have to do, okay? A view that you didn't have to give. So I appreciate you, each and every one of you. I definitely appreciate my moderators, okay? The subscribers, those who come through. Please, please, please support people. Support positive content, okay? Support positive content creators and their content. Even if you don't really like it, there's nothing wrong with going by, looking for a few minutes, giving them a view, giving them some watch time, tapping that like button. Because look, you might not like the content, but if you don't dislike it, go ahead and give it a like, right? Go ahead and give it a like. And even if you're not into the content, if it's a positive content creator, tap the like button. Tap that like button. If it's dramatic, whatever type of content creator it is, as long as they're not out to hurt people or they're hurting people, tap the like button. Sometimes you like the content creator and you really don't like their content. Or vice versa. Sometimes you like the content and you don't really like the content creator. I always enjoyed the Live Lines Prize. Support. Yes, support. Support each other. Support each other. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Be good to each other. Support, and return the support. Okay? Let the support be reciprocated. Okay? Support one another. So when someone supports you, support them back. And I'm not going to tell you how to support, because some people don't support. And they'll have a plethora of reasons why they don't support. So give support where you get support. Give support where you receive support. Okay? Because you want to keep that support coming. And you want to keep supporting people. And just know that people have so much to do during the day. Some people work. Some people are stay-at-home moms, but they have work to do around the house. Some people have time to watch a little bit at work. So just be grateful for the support that you have and return the support to those people. Okay? Donna says, thank you guys for joining the live tonight. Even if you were in the bushes, we thank you all. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Donna, we do. We thank them all. We thank them all for whatever degree of support that they gave. So on that note, y'all heard my moderator. She ended the live just well. We're going to say, don't let bother people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you out. And don't let anybody pull you into a misery lounge where you don't have to be. Stay in your own happy lounge, your happy spot, your happy place, where everything may not be perfect, but it's perfect for you. Okay? So I'm going to say bye, y'all. But before that, please leave a comment if you don't mind, if you would like. If not, come back and subscribe if you didn't. And I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lines Pride. Bye, Donna. Love you. Glad you're feeling better, sis. And on that note, I'm going to say bye, y'all.